Learn to appreciate what you have before time makes you appreciate what you had. What up, beautiful people? Haley's here. So let's get right into the content. Number one, you should never take your ex back if you don't see a changed behavior. Sorry is not enough. Blowing up your phone is not enough. Begging, pleading, crying, going to your job, going to your school, showing up at your house, calling and begging your parents, blowing up your parents, putting a ring on your finger for you ladies. And for men, if your ex-girl is buying you jewelry, trying to buy you a new car, I'm sorry, that's not enough. Change behavior is everything. It has a lot to do with the relationship. You want to be with someone that has healed. You want to be with someone who has changed. A lot of exes come back crawling to you and they tell you they changed. They tell you they're going to do right. They're going to do better. And as soon as you get with them, the same thing happens all over again. The same cycle repetitively. It becomes toxic. It becomes draining. It becomes negative. Make sure that person has changed. And you could see a change within that person, how they choose to operate within the relationship, how they talk to you, how they go about their actions, how they're showing up in the relationship, how they're showing up in life, how serious they're taking their life, how seriously they're going about their actions. This person is driven. This person is motivated to show you that he or she has changed. They're motivated and driven to show you that they change within themselves and not for you. Because a person can tell you they'll change for you and they'll act like that temporary change just to impress you, just to have you, just to try to keep you. But it's not stability. It's not long term. It's not happy. Make sure there's changed behavior. And you could tell and you can see when someone has physically, emotionally, mentally changed, where they are not pouring from an empty cup anymore. Now they're coming into the relationship whole. They're coming into the relationship mature, mentally, emotionally, capable of being with someone like you. Another thing is, do not take this person back unless you see consistency. It has to be consistency. It has to be a repetitive behavior to show that there's trust, to show that they could build a foundation with you, to show reliability, to show stability, to show accountability, to show that they could be independable, that they could be reliable. And also, you also want to make sure the consistency is established, because that's how you guys will build a better bond. That's how you guys will have a better union in your relationship. Make sure that this person is consistent, because when you have someone that's inconsistent, you're going to have a broken relationship. Your marriage is going to fail. How many times you get back with someone and they're inconsistent, they're confused, they're toxic? You're going to be picking up the pieces and you're going to be the one crying at night. Make sure there's a real change and consistent. And I know a lot of y'all is going to be like, oh, but how am I supposed to know this person changed? How am I supposed to know this person changed if I'm not taking them back? You don't just take this person back. You got to see it for yourself. Let them show you that they physically, emotionally change, where they're showing up every day, where they're fighting for themselves, but they're also fighting for you. They have to fight for themselves before they fight for you. It can't just be everything about you, because if everything is about you, they have not learned, they have not changed, they have not grown, and you're going to be back in the same repetitive cycle. And also make sure there's growth. Now, growth requires change. Growth requires for them to be uncomfortable, for you to be uncomfortable. Growth is very different. Not everybody likes growth, but do not take this person back if you don't see no type of change. Do not take this person back if y'all both have not healed, y'all both have not grown, y'all both have not learned y'all lesson. Growth is when both of y'all can heal from past emotional, mental triggers or any type of trauma, where it doesn't get to you anymore. Wherever issues you guys have went through in the past, you guys can overcome it. Growth is when it's you and your significant other versus the problem, not you versus your significant other or your significant other against you. That's where the growth comes in. It provides stability for the both of y'all. You guys see things from almost the same perspective. You guys come to an agreement. You guys are in alignment with one another. You guys have changed. You guys are leveled up emotionally, mentally. You guys are understanding each other. That's where growth is. Now, for a lot of y'all may not have been in a toxic relationship. Maybe your relationship wasn't so bad. Maybe it wasn't so broken. So if you guys broke up because y'all both needed to grow, you guys both needed to go to different paths and explore life, figure out what your identity is. If you guys went through all that and it wasn't like cheating, lying, deceitful, gaslighting, then, trust your intuition. That's another thing. Do not take your exes back unless you prayed about it. Unless in your heart and in your spirit, you feel that it's right. You feel that your decision, if you decide to take them back, or if you feel that you're in their presence, you're at peace with the situation. You're at peace with your relationship. A lot of the times is that they come back saying, I've changed. I've did this, I've did that. And that's not change. I'm sorry. If someone is trying to get back with you and they're telling you they've changed and they're begging and they're crying and they did all of that extra emotional stuff, that's not change. That's manipulation. That's breadcrumbing you. And breadcrumbing is where they trying to get you to bite the bait. And once you got the bait, that's it. They don't want nothing to do with you. They bring you in as much as they need to, enough to know that you're still going to be there. That's what breadcrumbing is. You have to be careful. Most of the time, you should not get back with someone from your past, especially if there was a lot of deceitful betrayals, cheating, lying, unhealed trauma, childhood. You should never get back with your ex. But if you're considering trying to get back with that person, these are the 3 things that you should look at. And another thing y'all should really tap into, especially women, if y'all watching this, if y'all listening to this, y'all need to tap into your intuition. God gave us the gift, intuition. Y'all not using that. Your gut, you're not focusing on your discernment. Most of the time, you guys ignore that. Y'all overlook the red flags, and then red flags becomes regret. And you know what, men? The same with y'all. Y'all have to listen to your discernment. Is your spirit, is your energy when you're around this person, even if you're not around this person, when you are talking to them, when they're communicating with you, texting you, does it feel right? Or do you feel annoyed? Or do you feel like it's the past all over again? You guys got to pay attention to the feelings. Y'all got to pay attention to the energy. Pay attention to the vibes. You don't always got to get back with someone just to know they're the wrong person for you. You could just feel it in your heart, in your spirit, in your energy. And the reason why I'm saying this is because when emotions run high, logic runs low. So you get the text, you get the phone call, your ex is popping up at your house, popping up at your job, writing you a letter. You take them back because of a rational decision instead of a logical decision. You have to be patient with the process. Don't just take them back. And just because someone keeps coming back, don't mean you got to keep taking them back. Emotions change just like the wind. Your ex trying to get back with you, the person who you are right now, if you was to be at your highest version of yourself, do you see your ex in your future? You got to ask yourself that. If you're not where you want to be in life and you want to level up and you got so much more potential and you got so much more in your life you want to do, you're trying to elevate, make sure the person you're trying to reconsider entertaining, engaging yourself in is the person that you see yourself in the future in the long run. Because if that's not the person that you're not trying to have a future with, that's not the person you don't want in your energy, if that's not the person you're not going to grow with, then you already know you should not be taking them back. And the reason why I say that is because most of my exes that I have dated, I'm telling y'all right now, when we broke up and I've healed and I've did my own thing, I've moved on, I don't want any of them back. I would not consider dating any of them because I outgrew the relationship. I outgrew who I was. Make sure you're evolving. Make sure before you make any permanent decisions based on temporary feelings and emotions, you have to really ask yourself, is this person really going to align with me in my future, or this person just for a season? Because most of the time, the people that you're dealing with, they're here for a season. It doesn't mean that your ex was the worst thing in the world. Sometimes y'all both were two good people in the relationship. Y'all both was really good to each other, but they're just not for you and you're not for them. And that is okay. But you have to be honest with yourself. You have to trust your discernment. You got to tap into your intuition. So other than change behavior, other than consistency, other than growth, everything else is manipulation. If they're coming back to you, don't take them back because it's all manipulation. If you know in your heart and your soul that that person It's not for you. You know in your heart and your soul, you just with them because you're trying to heal while you're with them, or you invested so much time into the relationship and you trying to get something out of your investment. Well, guess what? You're investing more time and you're going to keep losing more time by staying in the relationship. If they're not for you, if you know the relationship went south, there's y'all walking on eggshells, you're miserable while you're with this person. It's like this person is giving you high blood pressure. This person is giving you stress. This person is giving you anxiety. If it was that toxic, you need to let it go. Stop trying to take them back. I don't care if they crying to you. I don't care if they blowing up your phone. I don't care if you guys got kids involved. You don't want your kids growing up and being in a broken home, seeing mom and dad fighting, or, whatever your situation is. Like, you have to do your due diligence, and you got to do what's really best for you in your situations. Don't be with someone just because you feel, oh, I'm still in love with them. Oh, I still love them. Guess what? In love, and love is not enough. You could love someone, you could be in love with someone, but if they don't make you happy, they're not pouring into you emotionally, mentally, they're not meeting your needs, you don't see a long-term stability with them, you need to let them go. And another thing I want to say is, most of the time when they come back, it's because they enjoy the benefits of you. Does not mean that they value you. It's two different things. So they enjoy the benefits of you, but that does not mean that they value you. Big difference. Do your due diligence, trust your heart, pray about it. If you like more content like this, please like, comment, subscribe. Also, my podcast right here. I'll be back for more videos.